Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and hello to all you folks in Memphis on ESPN 790 AM and 92.9 HD FM. Of course, out in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, and all of our good folks in Jackson, Tennessee on News Talk 101.5. Again, Frank Barton is our co-host, and Frank is on the dog trail. I guess we could say that, right, Frank? I mean, when's your next competition? What are you heading to next with Goose?
Next weekend we'll be in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, okay. Well, that's halfway between where this guy is, I guess. That we got to bring up now. And anybody knows about road travel, it's probably this next guy. You folks know him out there. All these Memphis fans follow him. He's the Tin Man himself, and we're really glad to have John Cox out of DeBary, Florida. He recently won the MFL Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit Tournament on Lewis Smith Lake in Cullman, Alabama, and it was always good to have John Cox with us. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, Larry.
Hey,
good morning, guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
Glad to have you. This man is brutal for fishing. I mean, if anybody loves fish, I don't know if anybody, I got a lot of folks out there, and I still can remember, John, I have to mention this because one of my dear friends and one of Frank Barton's dear friends is Mark Rose. And yep. I still remember, if I'm not mistaken, in your rookie year that you beat Mark in a tournament, if I'm not mistaken, on the Red River. Now, I don't know if you can remember back that far, but Mark can. Okay?
Yeah.
I can remember that. And Frank, you and I both know Mark Rose, what he's done in his career, and Frank for sure being from that area. But golly, John, let's talk about 2021 for you, because I know 2020 we kind of put it aside, but here you kick it off with a big win on Smith Lake, where I know that's really been one of your tough lakes, if I remember correctly. But it had to feel good to win there and really get yourself primed for what's ahead.
Oh, my gosh. And to go back on that tournament with Mark, that feels like it was yesterday. And I remember being like, that is the guy you do not want behind you going into the last day. And I remember I was just so nervous. That was my first year. And man, it was just, it was so cool to, win that tournament, have him right there,
Back in 2011. I mean, we're talking about 10 years ago. That's a lot of cast and a lot of things going on between now and, but I'm proud of you, and of course we're proud of Mark, but man, talk about the win at Smith Lake.
Man, so Smith Lake, I don't know if some of you guys might not know, it's always something's happened there. Something awful. Like, the first time I went there, I had to run home for something and come back, and I made it like right before the second day of kickoff.
Yep.
Had an awful tournament. The year after that, I'm going into the final day, getting ready to win it, and I somehow got thrown out, threw myself out of the boat, and the boat ran through.
I didn't mean to bring up all this, now, John. I'm just telling.
I know, but it was just that. Those are the thoughts going through my head that week of the tournament. It was like, you know what? We make it out of here alive. We get a check. It's a good week. And man, to actually, go, have that tournament work out and actually win that thing. It was like nothing else.
And because I know you had you were runner up a couple of times too there, if I'm not mistaken.
The last 3 times I think I've been there, I think I've gotten second, and so I mean it's been good to me. It's just every time I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna win this one. Nope, come up a little short.
Not this time.
So,
not this time.
Yeah,
4 days. 4 days, 62 pounds, 4 ounces. You beat our friend Spencer Shuffield out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, by almost 6 pounds, and what a way to bring in the year, John, for this. How much does this boost your confidence and all these things? Because I know you have probably the most demanding schedule maybe of any angler on the pro circuits, and you're a glutton for punishment, but at the same time, it shows how much you love this thing.
Gosh, I know. When I signed up for everything,
everything. He said the magic word, folks.
The Major League Fishing, Bass Pro Tour, the Major League Fishing Pro Circuit, and the Bassmaster Elites. I was thinking, like, man, I'm gonna fish all these tournaments. It's gonna be great. Until those payments for entry fees were due in.
Yes.
That's when I realized, I'm like, man, what did I get myself into?
Yes.
One month it was like $30,000.
Yes.
It was man, it was awesome to get that win right off the bat. So far, I think we're right at the break-even point.
Well, that's what you try to do.
That we had.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm thrilled. I mean, it was so cool to get that win early in the season, and gosh, I mean, we're still a whole lot of fishing left. I mean, I think we got like 15 more tournaments, so 15 more weeks of it. So I'm excited.
You really wanted to do this. I mean, because this is a challenge. I mean, we're not talking age here, but you're not the same one you were 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's the fact. And
so
that's kind of when I looked at it, knowing, time is, even, from that time when me and Mark were battling out on Red River. I mean, like, time is flying by.
Yes.
And I'm 35 this year. I'm like, I want to do this now, and before it gets too late, So I'm thrilled that everybody kind of worked together and is allowing me to do it.
And you got a couple of tough assignments back to back in Texas. So talk about coming back. You got that $100,000 check. That always helps. I know the government gets their percentage, and everybody else does too. You got more friends than you ever thought you did, but but now you're heading to Texas. So talk about what's ahead for you.
So I got the last 5 days off, so kind of been like laying low.
5 days off, okay.
Yeah, I was been kind of hung out with the kids. We made a trip to Disney and stuff, and
all right.
But I'm getting ready. I'm going to fly back to Texas, and I have the Bassmaster Elite on Lake Fork.
Yes,
and then followed up by the MLF Bass Pro Tour on Lake Travis, and then straight back to Alabama for another Bass Elite with no practice, drive through the night and jump right into that one on Neely Henry. So I think I'm the next 7 weeks. I think I'm 7 weeks straight before I get a day off. So we'll see if we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of folks. I think it's the first time in my show history I've got two guys named Cox on back to back. I don't know. And I wanted to make sure that the guy after you, who is a recently named wildlife commissioner here in the state of Tennessee, named Bill Cox, it just worked out that way. But
wow.
the folks, a lot of folks know you from the Tin Man. So tell our listeners out there, maybe not familiar with you, John, how you got that nickname and a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of all started at that Red River tournament.
That aluminum boat, right?
That was it.
The John boat.
Yeah, took the John boat. We had that Crestliner. Me and my buddy bought it for alligator hunting.
Come on.
And the Red River was really flooded.
Come on.
We were like, hey, let's take the John boat, and we took it and we won I won the pro side, he won the co-angler side.
Oh my gosh.
And gosh, it just I don't know, it's what I grew up fishing in. Finally, Crestliner, they started making them more like fiberglass boats.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was it was a no-brainer for me. I mean, I love fishing out of aluminum boats.
Well, I don't know if you know, but and I hate to bring back Mark in, and I know that Frank remembers this. Mark's first tournament was an FLW here in Memphis, in an aluminum boat. And he finished third and won $20,000.
Yeah,
and so
I remember watching that one.
Yeah, so you get these things that come. Again, we're talking to John Cox, pro angler John Cox. Everybody knows him as the Tin Man, but we're also going to have to call him the Marathon Man, I think, this year. We got to come up with some kind of nickname out there, listeners. Send me an lroutdoors@att.net, and we'll make John another name because he's accepted his challenge. And what was the reaction to some of your friends about what you're going to try to do in 2021, John?
Well, a lot of them didn't believe it. I don't think anybody believed it. And then when I showed up, I don't think anybody believed it until I showed up for the first Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour tournament. I don't think anybody thought I was fishing all of them until I showed up for that one. Everybody's like, wow, you really are, you really are doing all three. And I was like, yeah. So, yeah, I think everybody's a little shocked. And I just, you know, a lot of people are always like, oh, you don't need to practice, you know, and we're fixing to find out.
Yes. Yeah, we're fixing to find out. Does it seem like 10 years ago when you got this started, was this what you wanted to do, John? You've told us before on this show that you're living your dream. So tell our listeners a little bit about how you got to, you know, into this.
Gosh, I mean, I from, you know, even when I was, you know, in high school and stuff, I mean, this is something I really wanted to do. I thought it was, you know, always a dream. And you know, you don't know. And just every time I tried to figure out what other direction to go in life, you know, it just always led back to the tournaments.
Yeah,
you know, it really did. Like, even when there was one time where I was ready to quit, was so broke, no money, and a buddy of mine that we fished Fishers of Men against.
Yes.
He was like, "Hey man, why aren't you're not on the roster? What's going on?" I'm like, "Man, I don't have the money. I'm not in." You know, and he met me with a big bag of cash.
And now
at the bank parking lot, and I paid all my deposits and jumped into the first tournament stuff, and you know, and I'm still going since then. So I mean, it's just, you know, a lot of things lined up, and had a lot of good friends, a lot of good sponsors and stuff really backed me along the way.
Yeah, now you're a member of the $1 Million Club. Before we let you go, how about throwing out a few names of those key sponsors that you've had? Because I know you couldn't do it without them. I hate to miss.
Yeah, without
lay
doubt.
out.
I mean, you know. Yeah, I mean, Berkeley and Abu Garcia.
Yes,
they've really, you know, they've really helped me make it all possible to fish all these tournaments. And gosh, they've come out with I mean, the whole line of soft plastic, hard baits, hooks, everything Berkeley's come out with lately has just been, I mean, it's all been like the best stuff, you know. So that's made it my job really easy to go out and catch fish with their stuff. And you know, Crestliner and Mercury, they've
been there.
I've had them, yeah, since day one. So that is, you know, they've always, you know, I mean, we talk about the boats, what our next steps are, what we're going to do with them, and yeah, it's just an awesome place to work for.
You got some great ones. So tell our listeners how they. I think you've got a bunch of followers. Tell them about how they get follow you.
Oh gosh, I mean, I post some on Instagram quite a bit.
Yes.
It's, John Cox _ fishing. That's my Instagram username. But and a lot of times, there's always stuff on.
Go to it, folks. Just Google John Fox. John Cox, and you'll be able to. The man is.
You'll find me somewhere.
Yeah, you'll find him somewhere. And before I let you go, I remember a couple of years ago you fished like 6 tournaments in a row, folks. So this man is alive. Okay, right. I mean, John, thank you, man. Appreciate you being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Always good, and I know your fans here in Memphis and the Memphis area will be following you and keeping up with you. So just have safe travels, and I don't believe in luck, but just go get them. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Can't wait. I'll hopefully talk to you guys soon.
We will, buddy. We got your number. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Frank Barton, you hang on, okay, Frank? All right. We'll be right back.